State of Illinois in the Circuit Court of the 17th Judicial Circuit County of Boone. The people of the State of Illinois, Plaintiff versus Richard A. Wigginton, Defendant. Case number 2021 CM81. Report of proceedings electronically recorded before the Honorable Ryan S. Swift, Associate Judge of said court, heard on January 26, 2023 in Courtroom 2. Appearances: Miss Robin Babcox Poole, Miss Desiree Sirens. Boone County Assistant State's Attorneys appeared on behalf of the state. Mr. James Jenks III, Attorney at Law, appeared with defendant. Whereupon the following proceedings commenced at 9:01 a.m. in Courtroom 2.
All right. Are we ready to go on the record?
Yes.
All right. This is People versus Richard Wigginton, 21 CM81. If the parties could please identify yourselves.
For the record, James Jenks, Jenks, counsel for Mr. Wigginton, who is present in court.
All right. Mr. Wigginton is present, seated at counsel table next to his attorney. And for the people?
Robin Babcox Poole for the people.
Desiree Sirens for the people.
All right. Good morning, everyone. The matter is docketed for bench trial. Are both sides ready to proceed?
We are ready.
Your Honor, I do have a couple things to take care of this morning. I do have an information with some amendments to seek leave to file.
Okay. Leave given. Attorney Jenks, have you received?
I've received them. No objection, Judge.
Okay.
And I do think we need to just clarify because we have 11 counts listed on the docket. There are the 8 that are on that.
Yeah, I have 8.
That's just a computer issue.
Yeah.
My computer.
Yeah. My understanding there was only 8, so.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
So that will be noted. As to the new information, Attorney Jenks, at this time, can we waive reading?
Yes, Judge.
An explanation of rights and penalties, and you wish to enter a plea of not guilty?
Correct. Yes.
All right. So entered. It looks like there was just 2 minor changes to count 4 and count 8. Okay.
And then, Your Honor, just one other housekeeping thing. We do have a witness who's immunocompromised, so I did talk to the bailiff about that, and he is going to thoroughly clean the witness stand in between each witness for that reason.
Okay.
But it may just take a little longer between witnesses.
I think that was brought up yesterday.
Okay.
So I appreciate that. Okay. Anything else we need to take up?
And I have an oral motion to exclude witnesses.
Okay. Any issue with that, Attorney Jenks?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right. So, joint motion to exclude witlessness will be granted, and each side will be responsible for their own witness. What that means for folks in the gallery, if you are listed as a potential witness, just to maintain the integrity of the trial, whether you're a state's witness or defense witness, you have to wait outside the courtroom until it's your time to testify. Are any of the folks here potential witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. Beverly Wigginton and T.W.
Okay, Mrs. Wigginton and T.W., because you guys are potential witnesses, you can't be in the courtroom during the testimony until it's your time to be called, okay? All right. Anything else we need to take up?
That's it.
And just as with every trial, I just want to go on the record. Has an offer been extended to the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was that offer?
It was 12 months of conditional discharge on the one count of the resisting that would require 100 public service work hours, 12 months of court supervision on one count of the crime trespass, and one count of the disorderly conduct. The public service work per statute is included in that 100 hours. It would be 100 hours of public service work total.
Okay.
And then fines and assessments.
So the 100 hours of public service would be concurrent?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And Attorney Jenks, Mr. Wigginton, is that your understanding of...
That's our understanding, and he's rejecting that offer.
Okay. And that's what I just wanted to confirm. Mr. Wigginton, You had a chance. Do you understand that the state made an offer? You had a chance to discuss that and think about it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and it's your desire to reject that offer and proceed to trial?
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure. All right, we are ready then to proceed. Does either side wish to make any opening remarks?
State waives, Your Honor.
Just briefly, Judge.
Sure,
Judge, if I may?
sure.
Judge, there's multiple counts of resisting arrest, criminal trespass to the property and disorderly conduct. Testimony, and more clearly, there's video of the arrest, which we believe would clearly show my client did not resist arrest at any time and was immediately compliant once the officers informed him that he was under arrest. As far as counts, the remaining counts for trespass to the property, my client was engaged in First Amendment protected speech. He has a right to film on the property. That was the reason that they asked him to leave. The act of filming on a property because it's protected cannot be used as grounds to trespass someone from public land. That also will carry over to the disorderly conduct. One of the counts of disorderly conduct is that he was disorderly and caused a breach of the peace simply by filming. Again, that would relate back to a First Amendment protected activity, which in and of itself cannot be construed as disorderly or somehow based on a statute for disorderly that the actions are unreasonable. Constitutionally protected activity can somehow be deemed unreasonable in and of itself. It would pretty much strike your rights by doing that, which is why that cannot be used as a reason to be charged or removed from the property or be charged with disorderly conduct in that regard. As to all of them, I believe the evidence will clearly show that my client is not guilty on all charges. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. All right. State if you wish to call your first witness.
Please. The state calls Dan Rodriguez. Judge, hopefully our victim witness coordinator brought him upstairs.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning. Raise your right hand, please.
Witness duly sworn to testify truthfully.
Yes.
Okay. If you could come around and watch your step going up the ramp, and because everything is being recorded, if you could please just make sure to keep your voice up. All right, state, whenever you are ready.
Dan Rodriguez, a witness herein being first duly sworn, was examined and testified as follows.
Mr. Rodriguez, please state your name for the record.
Dan Rodriguez.
And with who do you work?
U.S. Postal Inspection Service.
And what's your title?
I am the Physical Security Specialist.
All right. Can you explain to me what a physical security specialist does for the Postal Inspection Service?
A lot of what we do is recommend physical security requirements for post offices around my division, and we do a lot of installations of cameras as well and pretty much whatever is asked of us, including pulling video.
Okay. Does your division include the post office in Belvidere, Illinois?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And are you familiar with the surveillance video system? Sorry, I'm not saying that right, in Belvidere Post Office.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And were you working with the Postal Inspection Service on or before May 18, 2021?
Yes.
And do you know what surveillance video system that post office had in place on May 18, 2021?
Yeah, they had a Spec O system in that office.
Okay. And was that device or system that they had capable for recording things that were going on inside that post office?
Most definitely. The intent is to record pretty much constantly.
Okay. So is there an individual who is responsible for turning that system on and off, or is it always on?
Always on.
Okay. And what triggers that device to make the recording?
So, as a general rule, all of our systems, and the one in Belvidere, is set to record on motion. It's intended to minimize the amount of hard drive space that's being used up on a device. It's to record only when it sees motion.
Okay. And at some point did you receive a request from the Belvedere Police Department to pull surveillance video from the Belvedere Post Office for an incident that occurred on May 18th of 2021?
Yes. It was either the police or the postmaster that asked me to come out and take a look and pull the video and get what we could.
Okay. Did you come out?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did you make a copy of video from the post office on May 18th, 2021?
Yep. Typically we find the video that we're asked to view and find, and then put it on a thumb drive and that's what I did. I took it from the thumb drive and put it on a disk.
Okay. And once you put it on a disk, what did you do with that disk?
So, a copy was requested by the police chief and I sent it to him.
Okay. And were you able to, when you were retrieving the video from that system, were you able to see the videos in and of themselves? Could you see what was happening on the screen?
Yes. It was pretty easy to see from beginning to end the subject that I was interested in viewing.
Okay. And you placed every video angle that was there onto that disk from that day?
Correct. There was images on maybe 3 of the cameras that showed the subject of interest and all 3 cameras were recorded downloaded.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm marking as People's Exhibit 1 and showing it to counsel. And may I approach, Your Honor?
Sure.
I Miss Babcock's Poole.
I'm handing you People's Exhibit 1. Have you seen this list before?
Yep. That's my handwriting.
That's your handwriting. Okay. Because that was my next question. Is that the disc that you mailed to the Belvedere Police Office?
Yes.
Or Police Department? And on this copy of this surveillance video did you capture all events from 12:02:37 to 12:35:05 which occurred in the lobby area of the Belvedere Post Office on May 18th, 2021?
Yes, that's the time frame.
Did you alter those videos in any way?
No.
Is it even possible for you to have altered those videos?
I don't even know how to do that.
Okay. No additional questions, Your Honor.
Attorney Jenks, any questions?
Not based on that, Judge. No.
Okay. All right. Sir, you can step down.
Thanks.
All right. State your next witness.
The state is next calling Deputy Chief Wallace. Attorney Sirens is going to text to make sure he is brought up.
All right. All right. Good morning. Would you raise your right hand, please?
Witness duly sworn to testify truthfully.
I do.
Okay. Thank you. If you want to come around and watch your step. All right. The state, whenever you are ready.
Thank you.
Matthew Wallace, a witness herein being first duly sworn, was examined and testified as follows. Direct examination by Miss Babcock's Poole.
Deputy Chief, please identify yourself for the record.
Matthew Wallace, WALLACE.
And are you a deputy chief with the Belvedere Police Department?
I am.
And were you a deputy chief with the Belvedere Police Department on May 18, 2021?
Yes.
And at some point were you made aware of the arrest of Richard Wigginton at the Belvedere Post Office on May 18, 2021?
I don't know if it was on the 18th, but I was made aware of it at some point in the future, yes.
Okay. Do you recall how you were made aware?
I don't know about initially. I'm sure I had heard about it after the fact, but a later time I was assigned.
I will object on hearsay grounds.
As to when he became aware of it, I'll allow the answer to stand. That will be overruled.
I Miss Babcock's Poole.
Is it fair to say at some point after May 18, 2021, you became aware of it?
Yes.
Okay. And did you request surveillance video from the Belvedere Police, or why do I keep saying that? From the Belvedere Post Office?
I did.
Okay. And did you receive that video?
I did.
And what did you do with it when you received it?
I reviewed it and I believe at 4 o'clock that day I went into the detective's office and placed it in an evidence bag and sealed it with evidence tape and placed it into evidence.
Okay. Did you do anything to alter that video?
No.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Sure.
I'm handing Deputy Chief Wallace People's Exhibit 1.
I miss Babcock's Poole.
Deputy Chief Wallace, is that the video, the disc with the video that you received in the mail?
Yes.
Okay. No additional questions, Your Honor.
Attorney Jenks, any?
No questions, Judge.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State your next witness.
State calls Sergeant Poole now.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. If I could have you raise your right hand, please.
Witness duly sworn to testify truthfully.
I do.
All right. Thank you. Come around and watch your step. All right. State.
Thank you.
Shane Paul, now witness herein, being first duly sworn, was examined and testified as follows. Direct examination by Miss Babcock's Poole.
Sergeant, please identify yourself for the record.
Shane Paul now. Last name is spelled Polnow.
And are you a sergeant with the Belvedere Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you a sergeant on May 18, 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And on, or about July 7, 2021, did you meet with Richard Wigginton?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see Mr. Wigginton in court here today?
Yes.
Can you please describe an article of clothing he's wearing and where he's seated?
He's wearing a button-up blue shirt, and he's to the right of me here.
Okay.
The record will reflect the in-court identification of Mr. Wigginton.
I miss Babcock's Poole.
And how was it that you came to meet with him?
Mr. Wigginton came up to the public safety building and he was turning in some paperwork as well as 2 DVD.
Okay. I apologize. You said he handed you 2 DVD.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did those look like?
They were just DVD that were in a white envelope with a clear front on it.
Okay. Were they labeled?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you label those or did you receive them from Mr. Wigginton labeled?
They were labeled when I received them.
Okay.
If these are my client's videos, I'll stipulate to these.
To the foundation of these.
Yeah.
Okay. The state has no additional questions.
Okay.
Except, Your Honor, I'm sorry, just very briefly. I did mark People's Exhibit 2 and People's Exhibit 3 so that I may just briefly approach just to make sure those don't get lost.
Sure. That was going to be my question. So People's Exhibit 2 and
2 and 3.
3, which are DVDs, given to Sergeant Poole now on July 7 by Mr. Wigginton. Defense is stipulating to their foundation.
Submit to the foundation on those. Yes, Judge.
Subject to foundation or stipulating to foundation.
All, just to the foundation of the videos coming in.
Okay.
Okay.
I miss Babcock's Poole.
Are those the videos that you received from Mr. Wigginton?
Yes, ma.
Did you alter them in any way?
No, ma'am.
What did you do with them?
So, I gave those to Maria Casas Phonetic, who is an administrative assistant. She made copies for her. Then I gave to Deputy Chief Wallace, and then those original copies I placed into a paper bag and placed in evidence.
Okay. Thank you. No additional questions, Your Honor.
Attorney Jenks, any questions?
Cross-examination by Mr. Jenks.
As far as those videos, did you place, copy anything to USB drives, or was it all on the DVDs?
They were all CD.
Okay. No further questions.
Okay. All right. So thank you.
All right.
And state your next witness.
Your Honor, actually, before our next witness, I would ask to admit People's Exhibit 2 and People's Exhibit 3 based upon the stipulation for foundation.
No objection.
All right.
And I would ask to hold on to those as I will be referencing them later on.
Okay. Those would be admitted without objection. Okay. And your next witness?
The state calls Annette Turek.